Hello toppers, today we will be discussing regarding typhoid. So let's start with the causative organism. It's caused by Salmonella typhi and Paratyphi A and B. Then regarding source is nothing but where the organism is getting originated. And there are two types of sources, one is primary and secondary. In case of primary, it is from feces or urine of cases and carriers. And the secondary source is from water, food, fingers and flies where the organism got contaminated. Then regarding reservoir is nothing but the place where the organism gets multiplied. Sometimes the source and reservoir may be same in some disease condition and in case of some it may differ. So in case of reservoir of typhoid, it's mainly cases and carriers. So in case of carriers, first is incubatory carrier. So these people will be spreading disease during the incubatory period. Then comes convalescent carriers. So these people will be spreading diseases during the recovery period. So let's see. They used to excrete the bacilli for 6 to 8 weeks. Then comes chronic carrier. They used to excrete the bacilli for more than 1 year after the clinical attack. I think if I'm asking regarding typhoid, you can remember the personality Typhoid Mary, who was the chronic carrier in the history of typhoid. So we will be seeing about her also. And the incubation period is from 10 to 14 days and the mode of transmission is from fecal-oral route. And here William Bird, is the one who had concluded that the spread of typhoid was by drinking water. So let's see the clinical features of typhoid now. First, there would be persistent step ladder fever. So whenever a fever case is coming, we have to ask the pattern how it is appearing. Then there will be constipation on the initial period and in the during around third week there would be pea soup diarrhea. Then there will be headache. Then rose spots on abdomen in the second week. Be clear, there would be confusion with the rod spots in infective endocarditis. Then abdominal pain, then relative bradycardia. There are few other conditions which have fever with bradycardia. Just note it down. Then hepatosplenomegaly. Then there may be chances of intestinal perforation around early third week. Salmonella osteomyelitis in long bones in case of sickle cell disease. Then regarding typhoid Mary, she had given rise to 1300 cases and she was the remarkable chronic carrier of typhoid in the history. And there was antibodies, VI antibodies around 80 percentage. So in case of chronic carrier, what we can do as a prophylactic. So here usually this typhoid bacilli gets settled in gallbladder chronically. So in that condition, if the person is spreading as a chronic carrier, we have to do cholecystectomy. That may help us. So regarding the diagnosis, first it is blood culture on the first week and it is mainly for diagnosis. Then antibodies, that is Vidal test. It should be done on second week and it has moderate sensitivity and specificity. Then comes stool culture, it would be on third week and urine test on fourth week. You can remember it with the mnemonic BASU. So B for blood culture on first week, A antibodies are viral test on second week, and S for stool culture and U for urine test. Then regarding viral test, what it is? So it is a test for measurement of H and O agglutinin for typhoid and paratyphoid bacilli in patient serum. Then vaccines contraindicated in fever. We should not give typhoid vaccines and among them Typhoral, Typhim VI, then TAB. These are all the sub vaccines under typhoid. Then vaccines contraindicated in age more than 2 years. Here comes three vaccine. One is meningococcal, then comes pneumococcal vaccine and the final one is typhoid vaccine which is contraindicated in age more than 2 years. Then another one interesting thing, in Delhi's immunization schedule, there are two additional vaccines. Those are first MMR, single dose at 15 months of age, and typhoid, single dose between 2 to 5 years of age. Thank you so much, toppers.